Biggest intermittent fasting mistakes for beginners. That's what this video is going to be focused on, guys. Now, I'm Steve. I've lost over £100 and gone from this to this, and intermittent fasting played a huge part in that, and that's what we're going to be discussing in this video, guys. I'm Steve. This is Life at the Whitehouse. Let's get into it. Okay guys, now on this channel I talk about the amount of weight I've lost, which is over £100, and when I talk about the things that I did, it's a combination of everything that I did. It's not just one thing, whether that be intermittent fasting, whether that be keto, or whether it be the form of exercise that I've done. It's everything combined to get me them results. So it's a combination of things, and in these videos we deep dive into each of them just to give you a bit more help along your weight loss journey. And talking of giving you an extra little boost or an extra little help along your journey, I've linked a few things in the description which I think could help you out, whether that be Fitbits or resistance bands or earbuds. Just something that I think could help you along your weight loss journey, just to maybe get you to that next target and maybe make it a little bit easier for you. But with that being said, let's get into tip number 1. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to talk about, the main thing that you should be trying to avoid, the biggest mistake, is probably binge eating with the first meal. Now what I mean by this is you'll go for that period of fasting and then you'll be craving that first meal, and what will happen is you'll have maybe like 3,000 calories in that one meal and completely destroy all the good work that you've done up to that point. So remember that weight loss is calories in versus calories out. So you'll have a calorie deficit, caloric maintenance, and a caloric surplus. Now what I mean by this is, say you need 2,000 calories a day to maintain your body weight. You have that's your caloric maintenance. A caloric surplus in that situation would be 2,200 calories, and a caloric deficit would be 1,800 calories. So if you're in a deficit, you're going to begin to lose weight. Maintenance, you're going to maintain weight, and surplus, you're going to gain weight. Now it doesn't matter if you're fasting, if you're not, if you're on keto, if you're not, you know, it doesn't matter. If you eat a huge surplus that's way over your caloric maintenance, you are going to gain weight. It doesn't matter if you're fasting or if you're not. So really try, guys, to spread your calories out evenly throughout the day, still coming into a small deficit, having, you know, 2 to 3 good sized meals with all of them calories. Say it is 2,000, try and hit like 1,800 over, say if you're doing a 16 and 8 over the course of them 8 hours that you have an eating window. Try and do that instead of splurging and having that one huge meal that just neglects all this amazing work you've done up to that point. Okay guys, tip number 2. Okay guys, now this one is going to be neglecting exercise. Now don't worry, don't panic. I don't mean go crazy in the gym or doing super intense HIIT workout. I just mean like being active, getting up and maybe going for a walk. Has huge benefits. Can help with stress, can help with your sleep, you know, has vast health benefits. Exercise is really important, and I don't mean going crazy at the gym. You know, it could be something simple like going for a walk, just putting your trainers on and getting out there and maybe trying to hit a target like 10,000 steps. You know, just getting out there, being a bit more active and doing something just to help with your weight loss and encourage the scale just to come down a little bit. But walking is a great form of exercise and has loads of benefits. So it's important that you do not neglect exercise, and walking, you know, is fantastic for that. You know, and you can maintain walking for a long period of time. There's very low risk of injury, so everyone can do it. You know, it's fantastic. So don't neglect exercise. That's tip number 2. Walking, fantastic. Okay guys, tip number 3. Okay guys, now this one is going to be accidentally breaking your fast. Now this can commonly happen with people who think they're having things that keep them in a fasted state, but in reality it actually kicks them out of a fasted state. Now I've done a video on this previously where I talked about just keep it simple and stick to green tea, water and black coffee. Now in some cases people can add maybe some cream into their black coffee, and you know, a tiny little pinch may be alright, but I'd just say, you know, to be safe, don't add it in. But people think because it's cream they can just pour a gallon in and they'll be okay, and they think they're still in a fasted state, when in reality this is going to kick you out of that. So, or they think, you know, you can have some pop and that's going to be okay, but it isn't. Just stick to your water, your green tea and your black coffee. Cream will kick you out of that fasted state. A little bit you might get away with, but I would say don't risk it. Keep it simple, stick to them things that I've given you, and be careful not to accidentally break your fast, because you're doing all this hard work. You don't want to, you know, go and do something that ruins it all. So you've done really well, don't accidentally break your fast. Okay guys, tip number 4. This one is actually going to be a lack of willpower or patience with intermittent fasting. Now, you're not going to get results overnight and immediately hit the goals that you want to hit straight away. And if you're like I was, you're going to need to put the time in to get them results, because a big change takes a big amount of time. Now normally you'll see people who have only been doing it for a week or 2 weeks and they've not hit the weight that they've expected to hit, because they've heard of all these incredible results with intermittent fasting, and there are incredible results with intermittent fasting, but it does take time to get there. You remember, like I said before, as long as you're in a small calorie deficit, you will begin to lose weight gradually over time. But just stick with it, be patient, don't throw it all away because you're not getting results, you know, overnight. You're not losing, you know, 50 pounds in a week, you know, something crazy like that. Just be patient with it, have a little bit of willpower, and results will come. They will come if you're consistent with this. Okay, so just stick with it and you should be okay. Okay guys, tip number 5. This kind of links with the last tip that we talked about, one of the mistakes, and it's jumping in at the deep end. Now with intermittent fasting there are I call them different levels. I look at them like a game. So when you start, you don't go and try and defeat the big boss at the end of the game, because you know you haven't learned what to do yet. You're going to lose if you do that. So what I'd say is start with a 12 and 12, and that will be what most people do in a day. So that would be they finish eating at say 8 p.m. and then they have their breakfast again at 8 a.m. So they have a 12-hour fast and a 12-hour eating window. Now some people say there's no benefits to that. I don't think that's quite right, because I think that teaches you not to snack after your last meal of the day at 8 p.m. So just start there, and when you feel comfortable, move up to your 16 and 8, and then your 20 and 4, and then your OMAD if you feel comfortable. Don't just start with this and jump straight into a 20 and 4 or into OMAD, because it can be quite challenging, and then you're going to get discouraged, and then you're maybe going to give up on the whole idea of intermittent fasting. So start small and then just gradually build your way up, and you should get some good results. But don't just jump straight in at the deep end. You know, it's going to take time, it's going to take patience. Like we spoke about before, start easy with a 12 and 12 and then begin to move your way up. And 16 and 8 is really, really good. So if you feel like you can't really do a 20 and 4, or you can't do OMAD, which stands for 1 meal a day, that's okay. You know, that's all right. Some people don't like doing that, and 16 and 8 is it's fantastic, and it's where I would say I am right now. You know, that's what I normally do day to day now, and that doesn't mean that I'm skipping breakfast or any meals, by the way, that just means that I'm pushing that breakfast back a little bit from say 8 a.m. until 12. So I haven't missed any meals, I've just pushed them back. And I think as soon as you begin to learn that, it becomes a lot easier for you. So you're not missing any meals, you're just pushing them back a little bit. So yeah, remember that. Don't jump straight in the deep end, start easy and then begin to move your way up gradually and you should be okay. Okay guys, thanks for watching this, the biggest intermittent fasting mistakes for beginners video. I'm Steve, this is Life at the Whitehouse. Beware the donut goblin and I'll see you again in the next one. Cheers guys.
Hi guys, thanks so much for watching the video. If you did like it, please do drop a thumbs up down below. If you want to see more videos, click on the link on the left hand side. And if you've got any questions for me, leave them down there in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But apart from that, remember to subscribe and I'll see you again next time.